Alright guys, welcome to the garage tour. I do these every once in a while and they are a bit different to the normal pace of my videos. This is a chill video giving you an intricate look into every single car in my garage, and it's just become more and more cars as I have been going on my top drives journey, as would be logical, right? But because there are so many cards to go through, we are not going to keep a super energetic sort of energy throughout this video, because I think that would be annoying after like 20-30 minutes. So we are going to have a little bit more of a chill time here. We are going to take everything down a gear. If you have some food you want to enjoy while watching this video, please go get that. If you are watching this later at night, if you want to have a snack, maybe have a drink, definitely feel free to get that, because this will be a long video. So I would suggest you have something like that at hand. Me, myself, I have a jug of water here, which I will be enjoying throughout the video, just to sort of not get too dry from talking for like an hour. So my cars, right, we are going to go through 940 cars, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to go I'm going to press sort here, and I'm going to sort RQ what is it, descending, right? No, I'm so dumb. There we go, ascending. Okay, and I guess we can just go through the entire garage like this. Yeah. And we will see what we come across, right? So, to start off here, we have the buses, of course, the 3 buses from the challenge here. 2 of the buses here. I don't know why 1 is here, but yeah, I have all 3 of those as well. Of course, we have the Alfa Romeo, which was given out very recently. We have the Maserati A6 G2K, which I don't use a lot. You can see I've used it 15 times in 300 days. So yeah, but it's a cool car. I wanted to max it out. Yeah. We have, I'm gonna jump over some of these not maxed cars, although this one is quite special because it actually has more handling than what you would expect. But yeah, we're gonna jump over some of those because otherwise this would be a way too long video. So yeah. We have the GMC Caballero Diablo. This is a great little RQ saver. You can see 7.6 is actually very good. I have the 3 buses from the latest batch. Of course, I got all of those. We have 2 Fiats here ready to be upgraded further. We have the TVR Grantura. Interesting car, never really useful at all, but still I like how it looks, so it's maxed. These are way better, the Trans Ams. I have 2 maxed. You can see my second is here. I don't know why the order is so bad, but yeah, I have 2 of them maxed, and then this one is going to be maxed at some point, so I have 3 maxed. The Alfa Romeo 6C 2500 Villa d'Este is also one of those cars. 47 uses in 300 days. Not particularly good, but cool looking, so I maxed it nevertheless. I have 2 of the Citroën Mehari. Not that useful to have 2. I would say definitely keep 1 for like if you have a really low RQ requirement and you have to do something for a wet slalom or a wet G-force test. These are actually good, but don't expect them to be good for anything else pretty much. I have the Austin Maxi, been with me since the Austin were handed out, so yeah, 463 days, very interesting. I have the Lotus Mark 1 Cortina, actually very good car for its RQ, I like it a lot. The Lotus Elite, also a good car, must be said. The 79 handling really gets it there for 14 RQ. The Mini Cooper S is to be maxed out shortly, not right now though, but it's definitely on the list. I have the Austin Ambassador from back in the day. Great little racer actually. You get a lot of use out of this one, but if you didn't get it 401 days ago, you will never get it again probably. So yeah, very good car at some types of races. I actually use it. The Lotus 7, now this is an amazing ride. You should definitely max this one out. If you do not already have it, when you get it, you should max it out. It's a really, really good car. Slalom beast, for sure, for sure. And then I have the Jaguar XK140s. I have more of them. I don't know why they're only showing 3 here. Yeah, you can see here are the rest. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which I believe were all that were handed out. I got every single one. We have the TVR Vixen. Interesting car. I never really use it. You can see 27 races, but you see when I use it, it's actually quite proficient. So, yeah, good car. A really nice picture as well. I really think this is a cool card, hence why I maxed it out. The Twisty I've had maxed out for like 450 to 500 days, I would say. And you can see the win ratio is awful, but if you do not know the Twisty, you often use that to just to try to lose by 50, right? You're never expecting to win with the Twisty. And then we have a Jaguar which is 969 and a Jaguar which is 996. And then the other ones are not maxed. This one is 2-star though, almost maxed. We have the Fiat Cinquecento Sporting, which is actually decent, 10.280, but also medium ground clearance. Not horrible, honestly, not horrible. The Chrysler Drifter 6.8, seemingly very good, horrible MRA though. This one is way better, also 16 RQ, 6.9. So not only does it have better handling, it is also way better on the drags. So I would definitely recommend maxing out the BMW 507. Then we have the Austin Healey, of course, another one of the Austins, lovely jovely. Oh, we have 2 more here, so I guess there were 12 in total. And this is also maxed out, so I guess I maxed out 3 then. Interesting. I don't know why they are like that, in that order. Yeah, and all the Jaguars here, of course. I maxed 1 of them out only, I think, and this is 969. Yeah. And then we have the MG Midget, the Mercedes-Benz 600, this is actually very, very good recommendation there as well. The new Beetle, better than you might think, 9.580 and medium, actually good. I've had it for 373 days, had a decent amount of use out of it, 61% win ratio, a good racer. If you get this one and you're like, oh, that's not so good, well, it actually is pretty good. So yeah, keep that in mind if you ever get it. The Beat Army, I only have 4. No, I have 5. Okay, I thought so. Oh, this order is confusing me so much. But yeah, I have 5. I thought I didn't only have 4. Yeah, and the other 2, I think I'm gonna max out at some point. All of these are 969. We have the Jazz Hybrid. Not very good car, but interesting nevertheless. And then we have the Chrysler Town and Country. I've had this forever, I feel like. Yeah, almost 500 days. Had some decent use out of it. The Chevy Spark, of course, a good car. 84 handling. That helps out a bunch. You can see 75% win ratio, not horrible. We have the Alfa Romeo 2600. Now this is an amazing car because of its top speed. So I would definitely recommend picking this one up. If you find it, max it out, 996. That is my advice to you. 141 top speed, that is crazy good. The Fiat Cubo, good little car, not the best, not the worst. You know, I've gotten quite a lot of use out of it, as you can see, and it has a positive win ratio. So it's not the most horrible car. The Pontiac 6000, very good when it's needed, but useless otherwise, I must say. Like for RQ saving in Pontiac, that is what you're gonna use, and you can see that is what I have used it for. So obviously you're gonna lose every race, but hopefully by a few amount of points. It's actually a decent car. The Volvo I maxed out because it's a Volvo. It's not terribly good, but it's a Volvo, so I maxed it. The Smart EVs, I think I honestly only got 4 of these though. This one is maxed, this one is very close to maxed. Yeah, they are quite terrible, I must say. Then we have the Opel GT, amazing car. Definitely get one if you don't already have one. What a great car this is, what a great car. And then we have the Lancia 2000 HF Coupe, really good car as well, definitely one I would max out. And then we have the Aston Martin Signet, a great car once again. All of these are, like, I would say maxed them out. This one, not so much. This one is not the most useful. It comes in useful like once in a century in clubs, and that is pretty much it. So I wouldn't waste my time on this one, although it is a very cool car, so that's mostly the reason I maxed it. This, however, is very proficient. This is one of the best uncommons, for sure. You can see I've owned it for 377 days. I've had a lot of use out of it, as you can see, almost a race a day, and 63% win ratio. This always comes in handy in one way or another. This one also a very good car, had it forever, 600 days, 67% win ratio, and 700 races. Definitely a car you want by your side, like it's literally super good. This one, awesome for its MRA. Actually, it will beat a lot of common cars on a lot of drags that you won't expect it to. Very good car, the Renault Laguna. I would definitely recommend maxing it. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm not gonna do this stupid RQ system because it was very dumb, I must say. Like, the cars didn't come in order or anything. That is not how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do from the top now to the bottom. And I think that is okay to do like that, so yeah. We have the BMW, decent car. It used to be very good before the German Renaissance thing, but now after German Renaissance it's of course not as good at all. Yeah, interesting though. We have the Chevy Volt. Yeah, it is one of the better city street standard tires cars for the uncommon rarity. Definitely one I would work on. The Honda City Turbo, it's decent at best. These of course are really good. I have 2 maxed out and I have all of these locked here. Definitely gonna look into getting even more of these because I am pretty sure they're gonna go up in rarity. We have they are amazing, by the way. If you don't have one maxed out, you are playing the game wrong. It's the most broken car in the entire game right now. Yeah. Then we have the Lotus Europa 47 Twin Cam. Decent little racer. It is better than average. Definitely max 1. The Junos Roadster is amazing, and I have gotten so much use out of this one. 500 races in 400 days, 61% win ratio. It's just a really good car. The Plymouth GTX, it's a must-have, like literally a must-have for you in your garage. Definitely get one. If you don't have one, you're playing the game wrong again. Same goes for the Twisty. I know this one is upgraded wrongly, but it has been to my advantage in some recent events actually. So I'm not too salty about that. This is a 699 Twisty, and actually currently I am maxing out this one. Like as we speak, I am just started maxing this one out, which will be 969. They are both useful though. I would have like 2 969 and then 1 699, and that would be my Twisty squad. I think that is what you need. The Volkswagen Corrado, it's a good car. You need to remember that it's low though, so it's not as good as you might think, but still proficient enough. The BMW Z1 is kind of like the Corrado. It is meh. I haven't really used it. It used to be rare though, and hence why I maxed it out. Polo, alright car. Not the best, not the worst. Actually 72% win ratio, even surprising to me. Yeah, a car you should look into, but not necessarily max if you're not going for something special there. This one, again, a must-have car. If you do not have this car, you're not playing the game correctly. Max it out 996. The Honda Civic 1.8, I've maxed this a long time ago, almost 400 days ago here. Actually pretty good car, very high top speed, and alright MRA. It's a decent racer. The C-Type is not that good, but it's an iconic car. You kind of have to max that one out, honestly. This one I just recently maxed out. I haven't tested at all yet, so I cannot say whether it's good or bad yet, so I'm just gonna withstand. But just from looking at the stats, it looks decent at best. We have the Maserati Indy, which everybody was talking about. Oh, it's so good, it's so good. It's not actually so good. You very rarely get to use it, you can see here. And when you actually get to use it, it's like slightly above average in my opinion. So yeah, I wouldn't waste too much time on the Indy, although it is a beautiful looking car, so I guess max it because of that, if anything. And then we have the Peugeot 309. This one is useful, as very useful. You can see how many times I've used it. That is a lot for it in uncommon. 63% win ratio, actually a good car, because what sets these cars apart, right? This one had higher win ratio, didn't it? The Peugeot had 63. Okay, 62. They have basically the same. What sets them apart is that this one has been used 516 times and this one has been used 71 times. So that is what sets them apart. The Grand Am I just recently maxed out. I haven't gotten to using it yet. The Porsche 924, one of the oldest cars in my garage, 590 days old. Just a decent all-around racer. It was also way better before the German Renaissance. The Vauxhall Frontera, very bad car, I must say. Like, I barely ever use it, and when I use it, it pretty much always loses, it feels like. Although it had 66%, 52%, that is mostly because of clubs and people not putting a all-surface tire on the dirt where I have an all-surface tire. So that is why it has positive win ratio whatsoever. The Chrysler Lasers are amazing rides. I have 2 maxed out and I regret nothing. They are actually super good. I would say they are meta defining. You can see 570 races on this and 560 races on this. Over 1,000 races in total between the two of these. These are actual meta defining cars that not a lot of people have. These come in useful so very often, whether it's clubs or low RQ American events. You can always count on these to come in useful. So I definitely say max at least one, honestly. The Ford Focus, just recently maxed, I haven't really used. I've used it 5 times and I've won all the races. I can't say if it's good or not, but with the 87 handling, one would assume that it is actually pretty great. It also has medium ground clearance, standard tires. The only thing holding it back, of course, is its front wheel drive, but even then it is actually looking quite good. This one I also just recently maxed out. This one is low. I would say this looks pretty horrible, honestly. Stat-wise, this looks pretty horrible because it's front wheel drive as well. Just out of curiosity, compare this with this, which is 86 handling to the 83 handling, 6.4, 6.9, fine, 141 to 131. Both are 80s cars, both are 27 RQ, and this one has the huge benefit of being rear wheel drive. I mean, you would go for this all times of the week and you would pretty much never go for this. I say don't max this out, honestly. Just put a cross over this, don't even keep it. I have it maxed out because I like Japanese rides. This one, however, definitely max it out. Keep plenty of them. Keep 2, keep 3 of them. As you can see, I haven't gotten really a much use out of this one, but it is a meta defining car once again, so definitely keep it. When you need it, this is the best you can get. You know, when you actually need specifically this car, you will be happy that you kept one. This one I've had maxed for so long, and I've actually gotten quite some use out of it, although it is not the best. Yeah, definitely a question mark for me, this car. Keep it if you want, but you don't necessarily need it. Subaru Justy, decent car. I haven't used it so much, actually, not so useful. But when it is useful, it is actually pretty helpful. So yeah, I'd keep one. The Disco Volante I never get to use pretty much. You can see 0 races, 290 days. That is incredible. But hey, it looks decent. I don't know, because in 300 days I have never used it, but it looks decent. The Buick Verano, good stats here, good stats. Definitely a car you want to keep, honestly. This one has a big secret. The big secret is it has monster MRA. I think the MRA is somewhere close to 100, if I'm not mistaken. Amazing ride. You can see I've used it a lot too. 70% win ratio for an uncommon. That is actually pretty good. Definitely keep a Honda Clarity if you don't have one. The Nissan Patrol is decent. Sometimes you need it, and when you need it, it's actually good for you. The Nissan Pulsar, It shares the same stats as the Buick Verano. It's just a little bit slower, and I think the Nissan Pulsar also has a little bit less MRA. So overall, the Buick Verano is the better one. But because this one is Japanese, you should keep both, because you want this for Japanese events and then you want the Buick Verano for the American events. And I think what I would compare these two is this as well, but this is for the British events. It's also slightly better than the other two. Then we have the Volkswagen Corrado, good car, definitely keep one. Volvo I maxed out because it's a Volvo. The Chevy S10 Blazer Extreme, actually Blossom told me to max this one out, and I don't regret it. It's actually very good. The Chrysler Laser I mentioned previously, this one actually beats it on City Street Small. Yeah, it is a decent ride. You should definitely keep one if you don't have one, and max it out. This one I maxed out just for, was it a challenge or a Yellowbird thing? I don't remember. I remember I needed specifically this car, specifically 996. And it did the trick, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it's a bad car, I'd say. But I maxed it out because of that. This one recently maxed out, haven't used it yet. I think it looks decent, but not so good. It's medium, right? Yeah, decent for sure. The Volvo I maxed out because it's a Volvo. The Cadillac Eldorado is, it's also, you know, 16 races, 81% win ratio, sure, but that's not a big enough, you know, margin to tell how good this car is. It's actually not that good, but it's decent. Again, I would keep one, but I don't know. There's other cars to prioritize before getting that one. The Ford Ranger 79 handling, making this good car, especially on the slalom tests and the G-force tests. You're missing out if you don't have a Ford Ranger. Definitely get one. 79 handling for an uncommon all surface is of course really good. The Mini, mostly maxed out because it's a Mini. You can see it's actually trash. Moving on, the Opel Cadets, I have two. This one is gonna get worked out at some point because they are just so good. Medium 7.285. It's crazy good. You don't use it very often, which is its downfall, but when you use it, man, you can lose by 50 points versus like super rares on the city streets. So it's really proficient RQ saver. I will definitely keep one. I'm even gonna max two, but that's up to you. Aston Martin DB4, interesting little car. I maxed it out mostly because it's iconic. It's helped me sometimes. Yeah, the DS5, one of the oldest cars in my garage again. Well, not quite. 485. You can see it's helped me quite a lot, and it's won quite a lot. Really good car. The MG Meteor Turbo, good car as well. You can see the stats. They just spell out great car. The TVR Timar is definitely a car that is interesting. I wouldn't say keep it necessarily, but if you like TVRs and if you like the look of the car, it actually comes in helpful once in a while. And you know, when it's actually time to use it, it pulls its weight for sure. So yeah, definitely something I would look into if you're into TVR. Chevy Blazer, not the best. I mean, it's the first car you get in the game pretty much. So what I did was I waited until I got another one because I'd sold my original one, and then I maxed it out because it's iconic, you know. The Tipo, oh my god, do you see this? Sedisival vole? Sedisival vole. I don't know. Not so good. Yeah, you can see. This one, meta-defining, absolutely crazy car. 700 uses in 400 days. Definitely keep one. Like, what a good car. Definitely, you need to have one. You need to. Nissan Silvia, recently upgraded, not really used, but when I used it, it actually worked pretty well. Pontiac Fiero, it is decent, maybe a little bit better than decent even. When you need this car, it definitely comes in clutch. The Auto Sam, a great ride, a really great ride. You should definitely keep one. A great RQ saver, if anything, getting you the 50 loss versus Legendaries on the slalom in rain. So yeah, definitely something you should look into. And I'm talking about Legendaries like the 12C. If you do a 12C that is upgraded free versus this one 969, you will only lose by 50 points when this one is 969 on the slalom test in the wet. I think that goes for the G-force test as well, which is interesting. Okay, and then we have all of the Jaguars. Of course, you needed to get them. They were keys for something. I think I got every single one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Maybe there were 10 given out, actually. I might have missed some. The 300 SL, great car. Haven't really used it that much. This is kind of not proportional though, because I maxed this out like 50 days ago, so I didn't use it before I maxed it out, so it should say like 50 days and 15 races. But hey, yeah, decent car for sure. This one actually very low, 0 to 60, so I would keep one and max it 996 just because of that. Not the best car, not the worst. The Mito is a really good car. I would keep it. You can see you get a lot of use out of it. I would definitely keep it. The Spider is decent, but not really that good. I wouldn't keep it, honestly. This one I maxed out today, so I haven't used it yet, but it looks decent. And then this one is not so good, but I've had it for so long. Yeah. And then we have the HB Firenze. I don't know if I've used this yet. Yeah, I have 5 times. It's decent, and this one is very good. Actually, like, if you use this one properly, it's very good. Trust me, if you know how to use this car, it is actually very good. If you don't know how to use this car, it's absolutely useless. You have to know how to use it. That's just how it is. Alright, moving on to rares. You can see I have 300 rares almost. Like, that is actually absolutely ridiculous. And many of them are maxed out, so I'm gonna go through these rares as quickly as I can. I'm gonna give each car a score that I have maxed out a score from 1 to 10, and I'm not gonna go into depth. You are just going to hear my score, okay? And then if I get a really special car, I'm gonna tell you. If I give a car a 10, I'm gonna tell you why. Do you understand? So let's start. 6. This would be 5, almost 6 though. 7, 8, 8.5. Good car. The Arnage is a 7. I'd say this one is also a 7. This one is an 8. This one is a 10. This is one of the best cars in the game. It's the most used car in topdrives, according to Hutch's stats. I think those stats were released like three months ago though. Even 4. It was a while back. But I remember this was the most used car out of all the cars in the entirety of topdrives, which is very interesting. You can see I have 1,200 races on mine. Definitely a meta-defining car. 7, 8, 6, 7-ish, 5, 4 even, maybe. 9, this is actually very good, but it's not really a 10, it's a 9. 8, really good for the medium stuff. If I feel like I have to say something, I'm gonna do it. So, yeah, 6, 5, 4, 5, somewhere around there. And just to say, 5 doesn't mean crap. 5 is the middle, like that's the middle ground. So if I say 5 to a car, it's not entirely useless. If I go down to 3, 2, or even 1, that's when it gets entirely useless. 6, 7, but it rarely comes into use. But when it comes into use, it's a 7. 6, 5, yeah, blatantly average. 9, maybe even pushing to 10. Amazing car. Medium ground clearance, just very useful all around car. 9.5, almost pushing 10. Good car. 8, good car actually, very good. 7.5, decent. This would be a 5, maybe a 6, but that's pushing it. It's like average, it's not really above average. This would be a 6, almost a 7. This would be a 4, slightly below average. This would be a 6.5, I'd say. It's not really that useful when you think of the other Japanese cars you have to choose from in the rare pool. This one would be a 6. It's good when it's needed. This one would also be a 6, good when it's needed. This one has a secret. You should do it 699. One of the only rare cars that are better 699, and it's proficiently better. It's better even on the slalom test 699. So do it 699. That is my tip to you. If you do it 969, I'd say it's a 6, and if you do it 699, I'd say it's a 7. Actually good. This one I did 996 just for the yellow bird. It's not very good. It's a 4. This one is a 7. This one is a 7 also, I'd say. This one is a 6 or even a 5. It's very average. This one is also a 5, very average. This one is really good. It's like 8.5, almost 9. Definitely keep one. This one is from the career. It's like a 6. It's better than average, but just quite better than average. This is a 4, not very good. This is a 3, I'd say, never useful almost. I would even go as far as say this is a 2. For 37 RQ, this is never useful. So I'd say don't bother with that car. 3 or even 2. This one is a 6 or even 6.5. It is not good enough in its category, which is the 2010's Japanese rare cars. It's not good enough for that. The RX-7 is in its own category, the 80s. I would still say it's a 6.5 as well as this, because it's not very the best. It's not very the best. The Nissan Pathfinder is like a 6, a 5, a 5. I'd say a 5, it's average. The Nissan Terrano, however, is actually really good with its 84 handling. I would put this at a 7, I think, because if you know where to put this one, it is actually very, very useful. This one has low 0 to 60 on standard tires, but not as good as an MRA as I thought. So I would put it at a 5, it's average. This one is 4, but that being said, you should do 1969 and 1996 because it actually goes up to 75 handling, which is not horrible. And I think 996 is a 4 and 969 is also a 4. It's just slightly below average. The Grand Am is like a 6.5. It's actually quite useful. The Safrane is actually quite good on the MRA department. I would say this one is, with its 4-wheel drive capabilities, a 6. The Ignis 7, average, better than average sort of car. Okay, this one is a 4. This one is a 6. This one is a 7. Actually pretty good. This one right here is like a 4, pretty much never useful, but actually quite good stats anyway, so I would put it at a 4. This one, however, is a... yeah, it's still a 10. This is still a 10, and I will tell you why, because this is Japanese. You can see, yeah. This car is great. Great. You need to have one. 5.892 makes it dominating at 36 RQ. Of course, the Opel is better. It is better, but this one is Japanese and the Opel is not, so this will still count as a 10 in my book. This is a 5. This would be a 6 after the nerf. Before the nerf it was like an 8 or 9, but now it's a 6. Here's another 10. The best dragster in the rare category definitely deserves a 10. It has its sole purpose. Use it accordingly and you will have no problems with it. This one, it is a 6, I'd say. It actually comes in useful every once in a while, so I will put it slightly above average only, honestly, just because it is it is a 70s car. It counts as a 7 in my book. This one is a 5. It's just blatantly average. Yeah, I would put it as a 5. This one is a 6. 83 handling is great. The only thing it separates from the Nissan is that the Nissan has 9.984, this has 10.383, which makes it slightly worse, which makes it a 6 instead of an 8, I think I put on the Nissan, or 7, I don't remember. The Cadillac Escalade is, it's a 4, especially if you do yours wrong, like I did. 996 is not how you do this, apparently. You should do it 969, and it's slightly better. It's still just a 6, though. Yeah. The Denali is really good if you put it on the right things. It has no MRA whatsoever, so make sure to just put it on the city streets. I would give it an 8, even a 9. Great car, a must-have for sure. The Europa Special is a 6. This one is also a 6, just slightly above average cars. This is a 5, just blatantly average. This is also a 5, just blatantly average. This one is a 6 because it has its niche, and when you actually get to use this one, it can actually be very, very good. So that's why it's a 6 and not a 5. This one is actually decent with its 4-wheel drive. I would put this at a 6.5 because this is actually good stats. For 35 RQ and 4-wheel drive, definitely keep one. Okay, moving on to this one. It's like a 4, not the best. This one is like an 8, you know, because if you have the other car, this one is useless if you have the price car, but if you have this one only, it's actually very useful for you. But if you're playing against the other car, the price car, you are screwed. So I would give it an 8. It used to be better. It used to be a 10, but now it's an 8 because of the other car. Chevy True is like a 7 or 6. Nah, it's a 6. It's a 6. Let's be honest, it's not a 7. The Citroën C4 is like a 4. Not very good. This one, honestly, so bad. I would put this as a 3 or even a 2. Just never useful, really. Never ever useful. Yeah, 3. I would put a 3 on that. A 3. The Ford Focus is like... This is a good stat line, right? This is a 6.5. Good car. Slept on. This one is actually one of the oldest cars in my garage. Almost 600 days. I would say this is a 6.5. It's better than average for sure. This one is like a 5. It's just decent. And here is a 10. A definite 10. You should definitely have 1. You should definitely have 2 or even 3 maxed out. That is what I say. What a great car. Definitely one you should keep. 94 handling. I mean, come on. Really good. This is like a 5. Decent at best. This is a 6, but just barely. It's not the best, let's be honest. This one is like a 3 or a 2 even. Never useful. This one is a 5 or even pushing a 6. It's just slightly better than an average car for its RQ. This one is rubbish. I would give this a 0 if I could. It's just blatantly rubbish. This one is like a 6. Good car, good car. This one is like a 3 or a 2, never useful. This one is a 4, slightly below average, but actually sometimes you might want to use it. This one is a 5. This one would be a 5 as well. This one would be a 4 or even a 3, not as useful as you might think. This one is a 5 because it's average. It actually comes in useful sometimes. The Volvo I maxed because it's a Volvo, and now that it is low, it is like a 3 maybe, perhaps. It's not that good at all. This one, however, is very good. Let's just compare these side by side here. You can see this one is even a RQ lower. You know, this one, I would give it a 7, even an 8. Great little car. Very good car. This one is a 6 or a 5. Just a decent car. Let's see, not maxed here. And this, oh, these ones were both maxed. These are both like a 3, not very good. Same goes for the Urraco, that's a 3 also. You never use it, that's why. The Manta is like a 5, decent car. The Caterham is like a 7 I would say. I would put it at. It's actually useful sometimes, but it's most of the times not useful. But when it is useful, it's really good, so I would put it as 7. The Turbina is a 4. because you never use it. You can see when you use it, it's actually good, but you never really have to use it. So yeah, a 4. Because it lacks usefulness. These two are both 3s because you never use them. The Mazda is like a 4 or a 3 because you pretty much never use it. This one, I would say it's a 9, but it's a strong contender to be a 10. 31 RQ for 5.989 is really good. Really, really good. Yeah, definitely one you should definitely keep if you do not already have it. This one as well, very good for standard tires, I think. I would put this at an 8. 6.483 standard tires, rear wheel drive, actually very useful. The Ram Little Red Express truck, more of a meme than an actual card you want to have. I would put it at a 4 because sometimes it is actually very, very crucial. Sometimes you need it for specific hill climbs in challenges and things like that. But when you don't need it for that, it's absolutely useless. So that's why I'm not giving it a 3 or a 2, because sometimes you actually use it. So it's a 4, slightly below average. Finally almost done with the rares, eh? Wow, what a ride this has been. The Cadillac Escalade, never really use it, a 3. The Orlando, never really use it, it's a 3. The Fiat Panda is a 0, if that is even possible. It's just so horrible. Like, wow, what a trash car. We have the Stratos 0, which is like a... It's a 70s car, so for that reason it's a 4. This one is so useless now that because the uncommon ones are better than this one. So this one is useless now. So I would put this at a 0, because you never use this when you have the uncommons, because the uncommons beat it absolutely everywhere. So of course this is useless then. So it's a 0. Unfortunately, but then when the uncommons get buffs, and I say when because they definitely will, they will probably be over 30 RQ, and then this will obviously be useful again. So that is interesting. The Lotus Elan always has been a solid car. It's like a 7 to an 8, somewhere in between there. You should keep it. The Mistral is like a 2, never use it. The Mazda MX-5, actually very useful at times. I would give it a 6, slightly above average. This one is like a 2, you never ever use it really. This one is like a 3, but it has a body, which I will show you, which is this one. And this one is actually a 5. So this one is average, this one is just a 3, because it's just a worse version of the Renault. I know they are different brands, but hey, they are in the same category. They are French cars that are hot hatches from 1980. Like, they have nothing that separates them except for the driver's choice and them actually being different brands. So yeah, I would keep the Renault 5, but I wouldn't keep the Peugeot 205 if I were you. I do it because I like both the cars. The 944 is actually good for 30 RQ. I would put it at a 5.5, almost a 6. And the Leon is actually very good for a 30. I would put it at 6.5. Very useful car. You use it quite a lot. Yep. So there we go. That are all the rares. Holy moly, this video is so long by this time, and now we have 230 super rares to go through. Okay, I will do the same thing with the super rares. I will just do it even quicker now, because I feel this time it's dragging on the time already, and you want to see the higher tier stuff, of course. But yeah, I will tell you what I think in numbers, and I will give no explanation and if it's not absolutely necessary. 7, 5. It looks better than it is. 10s. You should have as many of these maxed out as you can. Super amazing car. So oftentimes you need 3, so I would max out at least 3. 7 or 6. 996. 969. Both are 5s, honestly. This is 6. This is 5. This is 5 or 6. This is 9, almost 10, pushing towards 10. If I say 9 or 10, if I say 8, 9 or 10, just imagine that I want you to keep it, because it's good enough to keep. 8, 9, almost pushing 10. 7-ish, even 6 maybe. 8 or 8.5, almost 9. Great MRA, amazing car. You should definitely max 1. 6, 6.5. Both actually useful. 6.5 again. Useful car. 5.5. 5. 5. 5. 7. 8. 8. Even 8. Good car. 6, I'd say. 4. 7. 6. 6.5. Oh, this car, everybody loves it, but I don't. I think it's pretty bad, honestly. I would put it at 6. It's better than average, but it's not really good. 4, 3, 3, 2.5 or 3. Actually, 6.5, 7. 7, 7. These are like 8. You should keep multiples, I think, still. But not more than 2, I don't think it's necessary. Oh, wow. This one is difficult, but 6.5, I'd say. 5, 7, or even 8. 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 6, no, 5, because you never use it, right? You barely use it, but 5. Because when you use it, it's really useful. 4.5, almost 5, almost average. Like 1, like super bad. 5, average. I would put this at 6, because when, like, there's nothing better than it in its category. But you never use that category. So I would put it at 6. 3.5, maybe 4, and I have 2 maxed, you know. Wow. This one is like a 3 as well. This one is a 6. It's a worse version of the one I said 7 to, this one. So yeah, a 6, I'd say. Even 5, maybe. 9, almost 10, like pushing 10. Really, really good car. Definitely keep. 4, 6, very useful when you need it. 5, just average. This one is like 7. Yeah, you must have it, kind of. But it's not that good, you know? 4, not so good. Again, 7, almost pushing 8 on this one. 185 top speed makes it very good. This one is like... 5.5, I'd say, something like that. This one, 6 because of its medium ground clearance, but only because of that. This one is like a 7, like a very slept on car. I mean, 94 handling makes this lose by 50 to pretty much anything on city streets, which is very good for RQ saving. I'd put it at a 7, maybe even 7.5. Good car. The Levorg is absolutely brilliant. 9.5. Really, really good. Like, really, really good. You can see I haven't really used it that much, but yeah, it is very, very good. Trust me. 4. That's not maxed. This one is a 10. This one is definitely a 10. Such a good car. 89 handling, standard tires. Just keep 1, even 2. Definitely a 10. Such a good car. This one again, a 10. For 45 RQ, you get 4.994. Actually ridiculous. Definitely a 10. Keep 2, keep 3. I think that would be even good. This one is like a 6.5 because it actually is helpful at times. Yeah. For Galaxy, it's slightly below average, but just very, very slightly. So I would put this at 4.5. Yeah, it actually helps at times. I haven't really gotten enough testing in with this to place it, but from just the stats, I would think it's slightly below average. I would put it at 4.5. But I don't know, because it's a 70s car. It might be pushing 5.5, because you, like, on average, you gain like a full point for being in the 70s category, just that. Yeah, I don't know though. This one is like a 6. It's good. It has medium. It's decent. This one is like a 5, just blatantly average. This one is like a 5 also, because you actually use it quite a lot. So I would put it at 5. This one is a 7.5, 7.5. Good car. This one is like a 3 or a 2, not very good at all. This one is a 7, actually useful. This one is a 5. Oh, wow, this one is hard. I was gonna say 6, but it's not quite. It's like 5.5. Very nichely used, but when it's used, it's actually really good. This one is like a 1, never useful. Wow. This one is 7 or 8. It is, a lot of people think, I think this is overrated. A lot of people would say this is a 9 or even a 10. I think it's a 7.5, 7.5, maybe 8. It's good. It's just good. You should have one, don't get me wrong, but it's not that good. Like, people give it too much praise, I think. This is like a 6. It's useful sometimes. Good for the slaloms. 83 handling helps out. This one is good. But it's not a 10. A lot of people would put this at 10. I would not. I would put this at 8.5. It's good. Trust me, it's good. Keep one, but it's not the best. This one is very hard to get, but it's a solid 7. Like, it's a shame that not more people have this, but I'm happy that I do. It was given out very long ago. 506 days ago this was given out. Yeah. This Subaru XT, although it has gone up to super rare, it also gained medium, making this car actually still on the same level almost, I would say, as when it was rare. I would put this at 9.5, like just edging the 10, like slightly below 10. You should keep duplicates of this and max it. Very good Subaru. This one I maxed out because it's a Volvo, it's like a 2, very bad. This one is like a 4 because sometimes you actually need it, but even when you need it, it's not good enough, you know, so yeah, 4. Never use it really, so I cannot give it a score. This one is like a 7, really proficient, 84 handling, helps a lot. This one is like a 3 because it has no MRA, so you never use it. This one... yeah, it's better now that it got performance tires than slicks, but it's still just a 3. This one I use quite a lot, but I never really win, so I would put it as a 4. Slightly below average, honestly. It's because of its 76 handling, it doesn't help anywhere. This one is like a 5, decent at best. This one is a 4, this one is also a 4. The El Camino is like... when it's really good, in its event, it's a 10, right? But I cannot put it as a 10 because it's so barely used. So I would put it as a 7-ish. Yeah, keep one though. Keep one. That's my advice. This one, surprisingly good. This is a 7 that a lot of people sleep on. 5.393, really good stats. This one is like a 4. Yeah. This one is a 7, good car, definitely keep one. This one is edging on being a 10 for me. Great MRA, great stats, standard tires, rear wheel drive, 42 RQ only. What a great little car that not a lot of people know about. Really useful in some events. I know I'm really overstating it when I say 10, but just because of its hidden potential and the fact that pretty much nobody knows about the car, I'm gonna put it at 10, just because of that. Keep one. Trust me. Keep one. Trust me. This one is like a 3, but I think it's so cool car, so I maxed it anyways, but it's not very good. This one is a 4. When you get to use it, it's actually decent, but it's not ever used. This is like a 3. This is why I maxed it out right here. This one is, it's a 5. People say it's really good, but it's not really good. It's like a 5, it's average. This one is like a 3 or a 2, one of my least favorite max outs. It's slightly better than the Arnage, which is a rare car. So yeah, I don't know. This one is 996 only because of the Yellowbird campaign, don't worry. That's the only reason. I know you shouldn't 996 it, but I did because of the Yellowbird campaign. And it's like a 4 or a 3. This one is like a 7, great car actually. This one, I use this one a lot actually. Oh, well, I feel like I do, but I don't, clearly. But 84% win ratio, because of the RQ it's at, it's actually pretty good. I would put this at a 6, 6.5 even. Better than you might expect. And then what do we have? This one is like a 4. This is a Volvo, but it's decent. It's like a 4. It's not like the other Volvo. Absolutely useless. This one is like a 4 or even a 5. Just an average car. This one is really good. This one is like 8.5. Definitely one you have to have. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. This is, yeah, good car. This one, I don't know, man. People gave this so much hype because of its MRA, but it's really not that amazing. Like, seriously. I would put it at an 8, 7.5 or 8. It's still one you should definitely keep. Don't get me wrong, you should definitely keep it. But it's not. It will not be as game-changing as people tell you. This is like a 4. Yeah. A 4 or a 3. 92 handling definitely makes it something, but not so good. And then this one is not very good. Like, this one is a 3. Interesting car though. This one I'm just maxing out now. This will probably be like a 4. I'm just maxing it out because I like it. It's the same with the other V6 Clio. I just think they look so amazing. So that's why I'm maxing it. The Alcione is really good. This is like a 7.5 because it's such a good all-arounder. That 7.5 is like, that is pretty much everywhere you can apply that 7.5. So yeah, definitely one I would keep. And that is it for the super rares. Amazing. Wow. I'm gonna take another sip of my water now, and then we're going to get into the user stuff. Okay, let's see. Ultra rare. Okay, so Auto Delta, amazing car. Definitely keep one. Trust me. Like, all of these cars here that I'm gonna show you, I'm just gonna show you the cars and talk some about them, maybe. But like, all the cars pretty much that are ultra rare or above, I would say they have their place. So like, you could keep any car and kind of justify it, because it all has its place somewhere. So I'm not gonna hate on you for keeping any ultra or above, you know, because they all have their sort of place. That's kind of true for every single car in topdrives though. So I don't know. At this point I feel like everything is worth maxing out, honestly, for its own thing. Except for those rare Maseratis that are like 34 RQ and good for nothing. Yeah. Colorados, of course, staples. Citroën Metropolis, amazing car. The RS200s, I would say maybe not max 1996, although it's actually pretty good. I have 1996, but it's also kind of a waste of a 9691. Yeah, you decide that yourself, but definitely your first one is 969. GMC Terrain, great car. Infinity, great car. Gran Turismo, such a great car. All of these are just awesome, you know. Roof BTRs, I would advise you to do like I have. 1996 and 1699. No, 699? It's 969, sorry. Maybe 699 is possible for these though. Should look into that. Rapids, yeah. Decent cars, I have 3. The Blue Train, don't do the mistake I did with this one. Go 699. 699 is best. It ties City Street Small and wins City Street Medium. So definitely 699 it. Sport Brake, great car. XJ 5.0, actually very great with its standard tires, but nowhere near as good as the Caterham. So it's kind of a give or take situation. This also is medium, however. Porsche 911 Carrera, good car. The rallies are amazing, of course. Keep as many as you can. Tamora, absolutely great car. Used to be, way back, used to be an epic car. 440i, it's good. It's actually medium, if you didn't know. Makes it a lot more attractive. X1, absolutely a behemoth of a car. 83 handling helps this one be something extraordinary. The CTS coupe is great. The Camaro SS coupe is also great. This one is slightly better though. The Legend is like a worse version of the CTS coupe. However, this one is from Japan, so you kind of need to have both. The RS500 is great. The Exige S1 is great. The Evos, I would keep another. I had 3 at one point, but I fused one because I desperately needed to fuse an Epic, I remember. But if I get a third one, this time I will not fuse it. I have one 969 and one 699. That is definitely the setup I would do if I were you as well, because the 699 wins on a lot of places. Here are my Skylines. They are also 969 and 699. I would also recommend you to do the same thing here. 718 Boxster. It has been with me for so long. 570 days. It's amazing. The X6 is a decent car. The Tuscan is very, very good. The Tahoe is not very good. The STS is decent at best. The All-Terrain is great car. Definitely, if the Colorados ever go up to Epic, this will definitely be a car you need to have. The Carlton is good. That's pretty much the end of it. The Seat is decent. The Abarth is a 10. Definitely one you should keep. The V8 Vantage, never really got that much use out of it. I would say withdraw from maxing this one. The Esprit S4 is good. The Grand Cabrio is good. The SLC is good. Yeah. The Velar, the 340, this one is really good. This one is a price car. I never really use it, although it is maxed. How many times have I used it? 35 times only. This one is absolutely crap. You should never max this out in a million years, but I have. I don't know why. It's kind of a meme. I have it. This one is great. Great MRA. Great overall car. I did my first 969. If I get another one, I will keep it and 996 it. Good car. This one has style icon tag, which makes it very special just because of that. Chrysler 300 was actually quite good. I thought it wouldn't be that good, but it's actually quite good for its stats. I like it. I use it a lot. This one is like a worse version of the black one, so definitely do not keep this one unless you want to. Because I see no reason why you should keep that and the black one if you have the black one. But if you only get the green one, then I would keep the green one. This one is good. These ones are game changers, of course. I have one 969 and one 699. Both of these you should have too, honestly. Same goes for these. I have one 969 and one 699. Both of them also very, very proficient. You should have two. The Vantage is good, actually. I'm thinking the next time I get one, I will actually max it too and do a 996. I like to have the same car many times. And do them different things. The 535 is good. Like, this one has helped me many times because not a lot of people have it. So that is why I think this one is good, because it's one of those surprise cars where you have it and your opponents do not. So that is why it gets good. The 340Rs, they are self-explanatory. They are just beasts. Definitely keep two. I had a third and I didn't keep it. I don't think you need more than two. But these two are helping me a lot. Grand Cabrio is, it's pretty bad, honestly. This one, super, super good. Keep it if you can. This one is, it is what it is. It is a price-only car though, so you cannot get it anymore. This one is decent, not very good. The Cadillac Escalade is not very good. The Grand Sport is very good. Same goes for the Tipo. The Tipo, these stats are so underwhelming. It's actually so much better than what the stats imply. The Lancer Evo 1 is, it's decent, right? But if you have the Evo Force, you don't really need the Evo 1 per se, but I have it anyways. The Alfera, I just maxed it out. I haven't really gotten to using it at all yet, but I think it could be decent. This one is really, really good. 3989 and medium, that is a really good stat line. Definitely keep one. These are really good as well. I have one 699, which is this one, and one 969. For 56 RQ, their stats are really good. I like them a lot. Aerovet, great car. This one is very underwhelming, not as good as I thought it would be. This one I use a lot and it's actually good. Yeah, I would rate this car, definitely max that one. Trailblazer always helped me ever since the career. Just a good car, you will get good use out of it. Make sure to 996, otherwise you're doing it wrong. I have 2 of these 969. I should have probably done 1699. I'm thinking of getting another one if I get one and do that 1699. Yeah, interesting car. Helped me a lot. The Desir is amazing. You know it is. I know it is. Definitely have one. The roof is decent, not very good. The Mustang is decent, not very good. This one is absolutely useless, I think. Don't keep it. This one I did wrong. I did 996, but this is actually better 969, which is unfortunate. This one is 969. The next one I do, which will be this one, will be 699. These are game-changing cars. You should keep as many as you can. Great car. I thought when I first got it, the stats are gonna be great, this is gonna be amazing. Turns out it's absolutely crap. It's so cruddy. Definitely don't keep one. This, however, is really good. This beats that on a half mile. Would you believe it? It doesn't beat it on quarter mile, but it beats it on half mile and full mile. Yeah, this one is not very good. This one is not very good either, but the style icon tag has made it quite useful for me sometimes. So yeah, I would rate it. This one, of course, just an iconic car. That's why it's maxed. It's never really used. The OPC Extreme is a great car. You will get a lot of use out of this one. Definitely keep one if you don't already have one. This Mini is my next project. It's not very good though, so I wouldn't keep it. But I like the Minis, right? I have all the Minis. Look. I have them all, right? So, that is why. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Okay, it's no problem. It's no problem. We'll get back in no time, guys. Don't worry. We only had a few cars left to show here. And then we have the Volvo. It is actually decent at 51 RQ. It helps me in clubs every now and then, but it's not good. Let's be honest. This one is really good. And this one is really good. And this one is kind of meh. I did it 996. It's actually helped me sometimes in challenges, but it's not the best. Let's be honest. Alright, there we go. Those were all the Ultra Rares. Time to move on to the epics, and then we only have the legendaries left. Oh my god, guys. The final sort of cars here. Let's see. The epics. I mean, all of these are just great, so I can just show you them. This one is the second most used car in my entire garage. 4,100 uses. You can see some great cars here, like some eye-openers like this one. What a beautiful flexi car. These ones, 2 maxed bananas, the third one on standby, very good. Roof compressor 996, very good. I want to have another one so I can 699 it as well. The Bentiaga, such a good car for the drags, such a useful car for anything else. People argue that you should 969 it, but man, every time I've used this, it has been in competitions where there is at least a drag on every track set, and this one of course beats any other epic and many legendaries on the drags. So why would you 969 it? I have no idea. I 996 mine. If I get a second one, I will fuse it most likely, but if I don't, I would do that 969 as well, 996 as well. I don't know. I maxed it for the finals. I didn't even do very well in the finals. Yeah, it is not the best, let's be honest. This one is really good. These ones, of course, CT6s are good. The Evoras I'm gonna start working at some point. I don't know when. They are good though. These cars are also good. As well as the Sonda. Here's the Yellowbird. Looking fresh there. The X6. Great, I guess. Yeah, really great even. What can I say about this one? 89% win ratio. It's a must-have. I 969 mine, which I don't regret now that the Bentiaga has come into the meta. But before the Bentiaga, this was the wrong tune, I think. But now that the Bentiaga is here, I think this is the correct tune. So I was saved there. This one, wow, yes, wow, a rocket, a real rocket. What a good car. The Ferrari, one of the best cars in my garage. I've had it for so long. It's, oh wow, what a beautiful car. I love this one. I really love that one. The Stingray, recent addition, actually a good car. I have the 2 yellow ones, the 2 normal Hellcats, not the best of course. The 211 is amazing, as well as the Evos, both of them are really good. The Carrera is, it's decent, 3.599, but I think it's slightly underwhelming for its stats. The Disco Volante is really good. I have 2. This one should be maxed out at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. This one is really good. Medium ground clearance, 3.191. Good car, really good car. The numero 9 is amazing. Amazing, you should have this one. Honestly, such a good car. 81% win ratio over 1300 races. Wow. The Diablo is decent, and then I have my army of Gallardos. I have 4 of them, whereof 3 are maxed out, and 1 is 2 upgrades from being maxed out. Yeah, these have helped me to get, I think, 3 prize cars now, which is, you know, wow. I don't think I can ever repay them for helping me to get 3 prize cars. Yeah. The Levantes are good maxed, but not so good not maxed. But they are just laying here, waiting to be maxed. Chevy Camaro, really good actually, the career Camaro that everyone gets. It's actually more good than you think. I would do the first one 699, and then I would do the second one 996, I think. That's what I'm gonna do at some point. I haven't gotten around to it. The Mustang bosses are really good. I have 2, yeah. I think I've had in total 4, but 2 are fused. The X5, it's decent. I was happy when I got it because it's such a legendary car. It used to be super good. But because of German Renaissance and all of the upgraders that have brought better off-road epics, it's no longer as good as it used to be. But hey, I'm happy to have it. The F-Pace is good when maxed once again, but mine isn't. Yeah. Okay, these are some normal cars. This is a prize car, of course, the Dakar. Very useful, utterly What? Very useful? I meant very useless, utterly useless. This one, you can see, actually, the win ratio is not that bad. I'm actually surprised by that. But still, you never really use this one. And then we have the Caterham CSR. I've had this one for so long, 500 days almost. It's a good car, I'd say. People say it's bad. People say it's too bad, I think. 2.695 is not too bad. I think it's decent. The Raptors, of course, amazing cars. I should look into maxing the second at some point. GMC Cyclone, amazing car. Also due for a stat correction. Definitely keep one. Renault R5 Maxis. I have the Skyline, the Ford GT40. This is what I'm maxing out currently. I'm 1 away. I will 969 it, and this will be 4.491. Very good. Also, I love the picture. It's a cool car. Of course, I'm gonna max it out. It's super cool. The Range Rover, and then finally the Lotus Esprit V8. And those are all of my epics. Yeah, I think I have a pretty decent epic garage. I think it's pretty decent, honestly. And then we move on to the Legendaries, of which I have 22. And I remember when I had just 1. I remember when I had just 2. And now I have 22. It's actually great. So I will show you all of them. I have some pretty high tier Legendaries, honestly. I have the Centenario. It's 366. It's very good. Like, what can I say? All of the Legendaries are good, pretty much. I will tell you the ones that are bad. The Bugatti Veyron 363. Yeah, beautiful car. The Huracan Performante 363 again, very good. This Cameron Glickenhaus just 333. Yeah, good car. Very happy I got this one in the final. I was very close to not getting it. I think I got 10 for 9th. Yeah, very close. The Acura NSX, the Guardian, as it is nicknamed, it's 699. Maxed out, has been maxed out for a long time. The car with the highest win ratio in my entire garage. If you discount the ones that I've played like 3 races and won all of them. 91% over 1300 races. A great racer for sure. The Short Tail I got from the Call of the Wild Challenge. Yeah, it is decent. It's a decent car, for sure. The Huayra, the newest collection to my legendary cars. I've had it for exactly 7 days at this point. 102 MRA makes this an absolute beast. This is the car I've used most in my garage with 4,641 races. It's the McLaren 12C, maxed 699, ready to rumble. It's a really good car, especially when maxed. Definitely one you should look into maxing, because everybody gets this car. Of course, it would be a good choice if you're not having any other legendaries. If you're doing your first upgrade ever, if you have it 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, if you want to put your first upgrade, definitely do it into weight. That is what I will recommend, because it's much better than doing it into engine. I have my maxed GTR 699. Do I regret maxing the GTR? A lot of people seem to think this one is really bad for some reason. I have no idea how they could think that. This is hands down one of the best cars. It is the best Japanese car, and like to my knowledge, the best 90 RQ and below car for the rainy hairpin road. That is performance tires 4-wheel drive. So yeah, like it beats other Japanese cars pretty much everywhere. So I don't know what people really are getting at. Also, it is my favorite car. I want to have it in real life, so hence why it's maxed out. This one, I put a fuse into it. It's the Nissan Juke R with a 336 stat line. I put the fuse into it so that it can beat the Epic Evos that are not the Evo X or the Evo IX. So it beats all the other Epic Evos when they are maxed on both city streets. So that is why I've put a fuse into that. I have my CTR3. It's not super good, honestly, but it's a good car, of course. The Turbo R Limited is absolutely useless. I paid like 22,000 gold for this. I remember this was my biggest spending spree ever. The pack opening in which I got this one. GT90, great car. The F1, I've had this for so long, dude. It's been 500 days, man. Yeah, the Hollywood, or well, mine is not called Hollywood, but you would know it as Hollywood because of Blossoms. The Dodge Viper ACR, great car, honestly. I cannot complain about that one. The Murcielago is not good at all. The Cadillac CN, a price car I have, it's very good MRA, helps sometimes at 1 miles, it's decent. I have 2 of the road cars. This one is maxed, and when it is maxed, it is absolutely great. But when it is not maxed, it is not very good. Which means you kind of have to max it to unlock its potential. I'm thinking of it. I just don't know when. The GTS is not very good, but sometiends actually useful because of its MRA on those drags. This one is just useless. Like, you can give me hate in the comments for saying a legendary is absolutely useless, but it is. Because my epic Gallardos are better than this one. If I put a fuse into the chassis, my epic Gallardos are still better. If I put a fuse into weight and into chassis, this one is better. That is how much I need to go through before this one is better. And then this Exige is very bad as well, but I like it. I think it looks cool. I think it looks really cool. So that is my entire garage. I hope you enjoyed today's video. What a long video it was. Yeah, I hope you liked the garage tour. I hope you like to see all of the cars that I have. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave it a like. It would help me out a lot. If you want to press that subscribe button, you get more videos sent directly to you every week. So that would definitely help me out as well. If you want to join one of the largest public Discord servers in the entirety of Top Drives, my public Discord server is down below in the description, as well as my Instagram and Patreon page. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Top Drives. Until next time, guys, stay safe, have a good one, take care of one another, and bye bye.